Hello, Desert Wolf here. Um, Bringing you another turn from the Spirits of Tsushima campaign. Today, the big event that's anticipated is hopefully the final attack on Manila. And aside from that, I don't really have anything in particular that's planned, but the enemy gets a vote, so we shall see what my opponent does as well. Some night bombing. So our house rules are that night bombing is only allowed between 96% and 100% moonlight. One of them gets knocked out by flak. And since it's 100% moonlight, I guess my opponent is deciding to do some raids, but so far, not with much effect. That's it for the night bombings. Moving this along a bit. His light cruiser is still hanging around there. Need to do something about that. AP. That's interesting. I wonder if he's reinforcing Darwin with single ships. My opponent loves single ships. That's his like go-to thing. Single ship task forces are harder to attack by torpedo bombers. In fact, torpedo bombers really don't want to attack single ships unless they're pretty much heavy cruisers and above. Sometimes light cruisers as well, but generally it's anything like lighter than light cruiser is or less valuable, I guess, is not going to be targeted or very difficult to do so. Some sweeps as we've seen over India, just bombing Chinese forces. That's ongoing. Here's some good preparatory airstrikes on the Manila garrison. I feel pretty confident it's gonna fall this turn. You can tell that the enemy garrison is weakening quite a bit. And once Manila falls to the Japanese Empire, I'll be ahead by 4-1, which puts me in auto victory range. I just have to keep that until the end of the year. Thunderstorms is not gonna, yeah, its impact damage inflicts it quite a bit. Some heavy airstrikes by the Allies here. But as we can see here, 6th Australian Division is actually withdrawing from there, so I'm not sure where he's sending it. Be interesting to keep track of its 8 disabled. Keep track of its whereabouts. It's moving along. Morning phase is over. This afternoon phase, that's another light cruiser that's hanging around there. Scouting. Looks like clunkery raids have been cancelled due to weather. That's okay, the bombers probably need some rest as well, so. No allied B-17 raids on Cold Bay since the ambush, since the successful one. Oh no. Ah! Mark 14! Come on. It does rates of 90%, I think. Yeah, 90% early stages. And yet it is a successful strike. I really dislike moving tankers because I usually capture enough oil fields and refineries that I produce a lot of oil and a lot of fuel. So there's a lot of fuel to bring back to the home island. So I'm always lacking tankers. It's always a shortage for me, for my type of style of my game. So losing one, even if it's a relatively small one, that wasn't a really big one. I think probably a medium-sized one would be more accurate. Is is um, is no good, and it is going to go down because it's carrying fuel. So, well, at least I'm getting a hit here, direct hit. That should send it back to the yards, if anything. All right, strike one for the allies. Keeps it interesting. Yeah, it's definitely going to go down. Yeah, there you go. Trying to finish off the 99th Indian Brigade here. Uh, Hopefully this is the turn that it surrenders. Yeah, I think it's going to surrender. Yep, it's going to surrender. So in 4321 is too much. Decent haul here. Good VPs. 99th Indian Brigade starts off in Colombo, so he bought it out and brought it to India, in Sri Lanka. Um, and it's actually a good brigade. It's one of the better Indian units with relatively decent experience and morale that that they get at this stage of the game. So happy to finish it off. Just some mopping up operations here. Really, just some good VPs. And here's the big show for today. I think it's going to be a positive outcome. Looking at their forces, they're battered. I'm going to skip ahead here because these things take a while. Capture Manila.
Hello, you fighting orphans of the Pacific. This is your favorite enemy, Orphan Anne, at Radio Tokyo, with music to lift your spirits and words to depress your morale. But first, Imperial General Headquarters announced today that the ever-victorious forces of the Japanese Empire have captured Manila.
I wonder if that's the actual Tokyo Rose recording that. Well, maybe not, because some of the announcements that they have are of bases that were never actually captured by the Japanese. But I am actually quite personally interested in how they did that. They hire an actress to voice that recording, or did they use some of the original audio? Um, yeah. Okay, so just some damaged aircraft that were neutralized, and a very positive outcome. Would have been even more destroyed units had I made it so that Clark was invested, but I intentionally did that, let them retreat for two reasons. I mentioned last recording, parts of the reason why I did that is I wanted to continue eating that supply, and now I'm pretty sure Clark is going to be overstacked, so that even more supply is going to be eaten. And the second reason is, look, if they all surrender, chances are Manila is going to be wrecked. Um, and I would rather keep the facilities intact. So that's that's their other reason. But this is a very good result. It's 5-1, relatively decent minimum casualties, decent casualties inflicted, and very likely overstacked Clark. So makes the siege easier. Trying to finish off these Chinese corps here. They are surrounded and supply is flowing. It's not like I need to finish them off for supply to flow, but just frees up forces that I can deploy elsewhere. And it's good VPs, so why not? No, I don't think they're gonna surrender. Still some work to do here. These guys are done for because they have nowhere else to retreat, so they're gonna surrender. Right. Some good VPs again, especially non-combat squads. So chipping away at China. And here's the usual Allied bombardments, just keeping them pinned down. Pretty happy that there are more Allied forces there than Japanese ones, so it's pretty good. Another. Really tempted to attack, but I really shouldn't. I know I shouldn't, so I probably won't. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good. So the 26th Division arrived as reinforcements, which means there's a potential here that the Allies could stage a counterattack and drive the Imperial Guard A group out of Madras. So yeah, that's a substantial difference. I need to think about how I'm going to counter this. Previously, the 26th Indian Division was not there, so I could easily maintain the enough force allocation to Madras to keep them from attacking. But now I feel like my opponent is probably going to try and attack here, probably a shock attack. So I'll have to really think about how I'm going to counter this. Okay, that's it. We'll just take a very quick look at the Intel screen. Positives, obviously Manila is the big one. Finishing off the 99th Brigade, that's another good one. Battering the Chinese some more, that's also pretty good. The negatives are two. The Madras situation is something that could be somewhat tricky. I don't think it's disastrous or anything like that. It's something I can handle. And the second thing is the loss of a medium-sized tanker. So let's look. Let's start with ships this time. So the tanker, that's the only thing that went down, 19 points. Yeah, I'd say it's a decent-sized, medium to almost large tanker, but not exactly large. What's the speed on this? I think yeah, it's not. The speed is low, so it's a valuable tanker, but it's definitely not the best tankers that the Japanese get. And let's see, air losses, none on the Japanese side. That's always good to see, and just a few on the Allied side. These three are the ones that were destroyed on Clark, and this one is the one that went down over Mornington Island. Mornington Island. What is it called? Yeah, Mornington Island. That's it. Um, just the usual movements here. He took out the 6th Armored Brigade from Sholapur. And China just doing pretty well. So these are going to move to Wasu and Kashgar because there's 4 units here and they don't have the strength to take it themselves. So they'll take the remaining bases and then I'll bring up a brigade here in Sikromkai. So anyway, so Chungking, second assault on Chungking is coming up. I think maybe, let's say, maybe 10 days, maybe something like that. 10 days, 12 days, something like that. Just waiting for these forces to come here and then go down here and then I'll attack. And that's it. I'll leave it there. Thank you guys for watching.